Hello everybody, I think we are live now. Let us see. If you are on board, say hello. Say hello. I'll just wait a little bit to see how this goes. We get a few more people on board. So hello, hello, hello. It is Thursday evening, 12th of November. And it is 7:31 p.m. Southern suburbs of Sydney, Sutherland Shire, where I reside. Hope everyone is well. Come on to the Soul Train, Platform 1. All aboard, the whistle is blowing. Everybody on the train. Let's see where we go tonight. Let's see what's happening. Hello, hello. We'll just give it time for technology to catch up. Technology is a bit slow this week. I think even technology gets tired just like we do. So we'll just see how we go. So if you're there, say hello. Let me know where you're watching from. Hello, hello. I'm not sure if I have anybody on board just yet, so we'll just see. So if you can please say hello, would be great. If you would. Hello, Casey. I think we've got some people watching, but there's no comments coming up except for Casey at the moment. So if you are watching, don't be afraid. Come on down. Pop your comments in. Say howdy doody. Howdy doody. Because tonight, I don't think we're going to have a big chat session tonight. We'll just see how many people we get on board and then we will take it from there. Take it from there. Got some cards out tonight. So I'll just give it one more minute and then I'll do my introduction and so forth and we'll just see what happens. If people can't join me now, that's perfectly fine. You can all watch the replay. So I think I've got a few, somebody there, but people aren't commenting. So if you would please comment rather than just sit in the background, because it's good that we know that you are there with us. So we know that technology is working and we are reaching you. Would be very much appreciated if you would please. Okay, alrighty. Well, I might get started, I think, and then hopefully we'll get a few more people on board and a few more comments. So my name is Trish, and I am a soul coach practitioner, and my business name is Pathway to Peace Healing Centre, but just refer to it as Pathway to Peace. And I come in here every Thursday evening at 7:30 p.m. to share knowledge and wisdom and insights that Spirit brings in and feels that the topic is that we need to chat about. We do readings. Sometimes I do in here healings. I've done pranic healing in here. I've done, I think I did aura fluffing up one week and so forth. So different healings for different reasons and so forth. The other week can't remember if it was on this platform, another one, but I played the drum and so forth doing a healing, and that was really fantastic. So every week something different on the Soul Train. It just depends what it is that needs to be delivered, as they say. But the train just keeps on keeping on. It just keeps chuching away. So I'm a soul coach practitioner, crystal therapy practitioner. I am a Reiki master, healer and teacher for those who want to learn Reiki. I teach Reiki 1 and 2. eventually you get to masters, but that does take a while before you can become a master. You really need to be practicing the modality before you even become a practitioner. You need to be practicing your first level. Then you can move up to the second level where you can actually take it into the public arena, and then a master. But you really need to be doing it for a while before you would even consider being a master. You really need to bring in the modality and really heighten the vibration and the energies working with it. I'm also a rainbow retreat facilitator where I run day retreats for parents and grandparents with children between the ages of 8 to 12, where we spend a few hours together and we play different games. We do juggling, we do word games, we do colouring in and drawing, we do some yoga poses, some ball games, we sit in circle and we chat, and you have the opportunity to reconnect with your child and listen to what they have to say, and they get to listen to what you have to say too. So reconnecting, getting to know each other again, and bringing that relationship where you know that is a beautiful place for both of you to be. And we have a bit of lunch, and we have lots and lots of fun and laughter. So that's a really cool thing to do. Have the soul programs that I do and so forth. So I do quite a few things. So I'm not too sure how many we've got on board here. Not getting many comments through. So we'll just see who comes in. So tonight's a pretty basic night. It's been a pretty busy day for me. How are you all been going? What's been happening in your world? Mine's been a really busy day. I was up at 5:30 a.m. this morning, Sydney time, because I had a Zoom to attend to with someone in Portugal, way across the ocean. And the funny part was, I realised that we had moved over to daylight saving. And with the time change, the session really for me was 7 a.m. So yeah, I could have had another half hour sleep there, couldn't I? And then it's just been really busy all day, running around doing different things, client sessions and so forth. And then the other fun thing was I took my granddaughter to her summer soccer game. And that was really cool because she kicked her first goal for the season. She kicked the first goal for the game, and this most beautiful rainbow came out. So I was so glad that I went. It was really cool. So tell me, busy grooming dogs and running kids around. I know the feeling. So whoever else is watching, Casey's just told me what she's been up to. I've shared you what I've been up to. It's been pretty hectic. So if you are watching, tell us where you've been today. What have you been doing? Let us know how your day has been. I love, I like to interact with you all. So come on board and let's have that conversation. Let's learn about each other and see what's going on. We'll see what's happening. Yeah, it was fun. It's a busy day. I'm very, very tired though. So we'll just see what's happening here. As I say, tonight, Soul Train has really just come in here tonight to be with you, to say hello. I'm probably not going to stay on for the hour tonight because I just don't think that there's an hour that is, how could I say it? I don't think an hour is needed here tonight, and I don't know how to explain that to you. So if the words come, I will express it. But, sometimes moments come, time comes, and everything just appears to be beautifully set in position as it needs to be. Now, what does that mean with me saying that I don't feel a whole hour is needed here tonight, in line with how I've just described that? So it depends how you look at it. When we come into these spaces in here to nurture people, to share our wisdom and what we do and help with insights for you and so forth, it's very empowering. But sometimes you just need to pop in just for a while. It's like having a coffee with your next door neighbour who You do maybe spend a lot of time with, you're really good friends with them and you're a good support system for each other. And you have lots of times together where you chin wag, where you chat, you get serious, you have a laugh, you do your thing. And then all of a sudden, you know, your normal coffee meetup comes and both of you just know that all you need is to just be in the presence of somebody and you've said enough already. So have you ever felt that in your life where you've walked into someone's presence who's, you're always, you know, you're with them a lot of times, and it might only be once a month, but it's 12 times a year. It's a regular thing. And each time it's a very busy time together, connecting and talking and discussing and having fun and laughing and, you know, having your wine and, you know, all that great stuff. And then, you know, you just get together and then you just sort of, you think and you lean just like this and you just both sit in silence. And then sitting in that silence, all of a sudden you hear the silence. You feel the silence around you. You can't, there's nothing except a deafening silence because it is so quiet. And in that quiet, you tend to think, I need to feel...
Have you ever felt that?
Oh, sorry, that's my mobile phone just cut in. I am sorry. You know, and you sit there in that silence and you think, wow, that is so deafening. It's so quiet. It's almost like you've got to hold your eardrums and shake your head because you can't stand that noise. You know, it's almost like a white noise, isn't it? There's nothing there. And you think to yourself, wow, I really need to fill this air. I have to say something. She's going to think I don't want to be here, or it might be a he. They're going to think I don't want to be here. They're going to think I don't like them. I should be talking about something. I should be doing something. But I can't get words. I don't have anything to say. And it's like, what am I going to do? What am I going to do? And we keep forcing, and then we start to jibber jab. Yeah, you can tell spirits arrive with the words that are coming out. You start to jibber jab. And it's like, what am I talking about? You know, I'm just talking something for the sake of talking because I feel I need to talk to this person. Because if I don't, they're going to say, well, you know, do you just want to go home? And you're like, no, I don't. I don't want to go home. And then it's, are you enjoying the company? Do you really want to be here? And you're wondering, are they enjoying the company? Do they really want to be here? And all these thoughts are going through your head. And you're so busy having these thoughts about what they might be thinking and trying to fill the airspace at the same time that you actually lose track of why you're there, the enjoyment of being there with your friend or whoever it is. And you actually fill in an hour with all this stuff going on in your head. And then all of a sudden it's time to go and you both part ways and you hug each other, kiss each other, you know, whatever you do when you part and you say, yep, see you tomorrow, see you next week, whatever the case may be. And you walk away and you're exhausted, but you walk away saying, what the hell was that all about? What the hell was that about? I'm exhausted, but I said nothing. I'm exhausted. We didn't do anything. I'm exhausted because all I did was try to fill the air. And so you get concerned and you get a bit worried about it. And you think, oh, they're going to want to have my company again, and on and on and on it goes. But what you really need to come back to with that is knowing, hi Jana, how are you? What you need to come back to with it is that if that happens to you, or it has happened to you, just sit down and think about it and just think, if the person, or even sometimes 2 or 3 people you were with, you were all sitting there in that silence together, you weren't progressing with anything and neither were they. Everyone was struggling the same as you. So all you've got to remember is that sometimes you are meant to be together. It doesn't mean you're going to part friends. It doesn't mean anyone's going to dislike you because, you didn't contribute any conversation, you never said anything the whole time, you know, and people were feeling like no one was happy being there and all this sort of stuff. Most of the time, people will walk away and they will say to themselves, as I said before, I should have spoken, I should have been talking about something, blah, blah, blah. If we could just remember that sometimes just to come together and to just sit with each other in each other's presence, but no words being said, your mouth not moving, no words coming out, your mind not turning a million miles an hour with cogs churning, and you're pulling out of your body, give me words, give me conversation, give me something, oh my God. If you just sat just in peace, let that space move around you, let that energy evolve around you, just let it be silent, just let it be. Don't even listen to the silence, just let it be. Just be in it, just be present, and sit with the person, or if there's some more people, and just sit in that silence together. Because in that silence, you are actually having communication, even without speaking, because you're there. You've communicated enough to walk in and greet each other, say a few words, and then it goes to silence. And sometimes that silence is all that's needed, and is what is needed in that time. Because sometimes people come together because they don't always want to talk. They just want the company. They just need to know that you're there. And they just, sometimes, if they're going through stuff and they simply just have nothing to say, that it's just, they just need your presence as much as you need their presence. So if you've ever experienced that, tell me about that experience, and did you realise that it was okay to be in that silent presence with somebody? Because if it has happened, the next time it happens, just stop and listen and feel to it all, and listen to it all, and just hear it, and just realise, you know what, it's okay for me to sit here in silence. It's okay for them to sit here in silence, you know. And sometimes it's not complete silence. Every now and then you'll say a couple of sentences, something will come on and then come along, and you'll express it or they'll express it, and there's a couple of minutes of conversation, then it just goes silent again. Just allow it, because in that presence, you know, you're actually loving somebody, because you're honouring what they are putting out to you that they need, and they're honouring what you're putting out to them that you need. So you're doing it in unison, you know. So follow that unison, sit with it, be it, do it, because, you know, it's a beautiful thing. I think sometimes if we can go into the company of others in the knowing that we don't always have to be talking, speaking, saying, doing, acting, moving, creating something, and we can just sit here like this and just relax. You know, as I say that, I can just relax. I can be here in this moment where I'm sitting now, in my room, where I work from, being with you here in this forum, and I can actually sit here, even though we are on Zoom. You can see me, but I can't see you. But I feel your presence, and I feel your energy, and I know that you're there. And that's why I always say to people when I come on here, if you're watching, please say, just let me know you're there. You know, I can see that I have people on live. I can see how many people are live. But that doesn't mean that everyone is commenting, that everyone is showing that they're here. Some people are just watching in the background, and that's okay. You can just sit in the background and just listen and just watch. You don't have to tell me you're there. You don't have to make a comment. You don't have to be vocal. But one little thing you do is just acknowledge that you're there, whether you're on here or it's in person. Acknowledge that you're there, say hello, say good evening, or say good morning, wherever you're watching from, and then just be in that presence, be in that energy of silence. And let the other people do the talking, and you soak it all up. There's so many ways that you can do this. Because forever and a day, we have been taught that when we are in the presence of someone, we must speak. We must speak. You know, do you remember going back in your childhood where, I can't remember in my childhood actually that I was told that. Clearly I was always a talker. I find that hard to believe. You know, but for some people, you know, as a child, they were shy, they were timid, or they weren't shy and they weren't timid, but they were just a child that could walk into a room and didn't need to interact with a lot of words, didn't need to be active, didn't need to be moving, yahooing and all sorts of stuff, because they just appreciated the presence without even knowing. As children, young children, we do lots of things without knowing, and we do them willingly out knowing. And then we stop doing these things because family patterning, going back for many generations, has been taught that this is how you should act. And our generation, my generation, from, you know, I don't know, maybe even before, 20 years or so before, I'm not too sure, but we have come into, you know, a generation, probably, I'm feeling the last 50 years, or might be 70 or 80, I'm not sure, where we are more present in our life and more present in our knowing. But in the last 10 years, we have become to the highest vibration in that knowing, is what I feel. And what I mean by that is in being more vocal about this sort of thing, that it's okay. And this is what we need to be doing. We need to be more vocal about the fact that I can sit in silence with you and you can sit in silence with me. Now, it's hard for me. I can't sit in silence and get you to practice that with me on here, because that would probably feel excruciating. Being on a Zoom call, watching me, waiting for me to speak when I feel the need to speak. But I can tell you, I could sit here and do it. It's very easy, because you sort of learn over a long time. You learn that this is so possible, and you learn that it's okay, that you're not being rude, that you're not meaning anything by it to somebody, by, you know, like absconding them from your life or anything because you're not talking to them. So yeah, it's a really good conversation to have, actually, and I think it's something that we need to remember. And I think now more so, I think because too, just sorry, my mobile phone's just being silly. Just let me fix this. I just want to make sure I'm capturing all the comments. So my apologies. So I think more where I was going, yes, I can easily do it too, Casey. Jenna, tell us how you feel about it, about this topic of conversation. Where do you sit in amongst all that? What are your thoughts? What are your opinions? And if there's anyone else watching, tell me your opinion on you know, what I've just chatted about. I'm really interested about how other people feel. Casey's sharing away, which is great. So Jenna, and if anyone else is on here, share your thoughts. There's no right and there's no wrong. You know, it's discussion, it's talk, it's chat, it's soul talk, it's uplifting. But as I was going to say, that I think more so now, because we have come through the period of what we have been through, COVID, or I'm just going to say it once, and the reason I'm saying it is because we've had this period, you know, of quite a few months in quite a few places, in particular Victoria, but, you know, worldwide and everywhere, where people have come into a space of solitude, forced solitude, But I think through that forced solitude, they have experienced a lot of this vacant air as well, and this deafening silence. And for some people, deafening silence really is excruciating. So that's also something else that we have to remember. Going through what we've been through, people have been forced into this silent airspace because they've been cooped up, not allowed out, only allowed out to get shopping and, an hour's exercise or whatever the case may be. Can't travel to go anywhere, can't go to work, working at home. But they might have been, a lot of people working from home would have been like me, working from home, and we talk on Zoom to people, so we see faces, we're still interacting and so forth. So, there's still a social element there for a lot of people, but for many thousands and hundreds of thousands and millions of people, there hasn't been. So they're being forced into this silent area that I've been talking about. And they have found that they have really enjoyed that airspace. And then when they've had to come back into the arena with more people around them, more chatter, people have found it really, really hard to cope. So again, this is where we need to also acknowledge people's silence. We need to honour each other for where we have been, and we've been held for such a long time, and honour the people coming back in from this, back to all of this. People, crowds, busyness, going back into workplaces, more people around you talking. And your airspace, your deafening silence airspace, all of a sudden feels explosive because you've got all this noise. So that's another thing that Spirit says you need to be aware of. Be careful around people, because it's going to take some people quite a while to get used to coming back into noise. So if they choose to sit in silence with you, allow them, and just allow the person to slowly get themselves back into that momentum of voice, of noise, of interaction. Now, for some of us, we quite enjoy the silence. For some of us, we don't. And there's all sorts of reasons why. And that can be from past life, soul experiences happening in this life, and experiences that are happening through this tough period. And yeah, interesting, Jenna, where you say you talk too much and always have. Hey, look, I'm putting my hand up. Keep talking, girlfriend. I'm very social and I love talking. I do. I love talking. But one thing that over the years I have come into is, and more so the last few, is that I love my social life. I really do. I love noise. I love going out with all my friends, and I love hearing live bands, and I love the really loud music, and I love dancing, and I'm a Sarok dancer and all this sort of stuff, and I can dance all night long, and I can sing loud all night long. The louder the better when I walk into that atmosphere. But when I walk away, I really look forward to the next couple of days of just being me and my silence. So I've actually learnt that I like my silence and I like my noise, and I know when I need the silence and I know when I need the noise. And I also know that when the noise is on offer, I also know that if I know I don't want to be in that noise, I stay here in my silence. So there are social nights, this is before COVID, there are social nights where I have said no, because I know I just don't want to be in that crowd of noise. I can't do it. So I honour my silence. Have my noise and I have my silence, and I can bring either of them together and I can split them up. But that's something I've learnt. Many of us have learnt, and many of us are opposite. We're in the dead silence and we need to get back in the noise. But Jenna, if you are a talker, good on you. Go for it. Don't change yourself. But yes, sometimes we have to bring it back. We have to bring it back because it can be too much for other people. And I've learnt that over the years too. I know when to be chattering and I know when to shut up. And it's a fine-tuned, learned trade to do it. Just saying. You've got to work on it sometimes. So I'm hearing you. And yeah, your dad used to always tell you to think before you speak. And you know what? When we're young, that's not uncommon, because when we're young, we've got a lot to say sometimes. If we're not a child who's timid and shy, and we're a child who is a talker, who is interactive and wants to speak and wants to share and wants to chitter-chatter, It's hard because we have a lot to say as a child and we want to get it all out there. Okay? So, you know, that's just sort of how it is. And yeah, and sometimes we have to stop and we have to think and go, oops, got to tone that down a bit. Okay, and you tone it down and you start to take more notice of it. So it's sort of a learned trade as well, I suppose, but it's still a way of honouring yourself and honouring the atmosphere when you go into it as well. In general, I love it. Jenna, you and I must be soul sisters, my darling. I definitely love to be on own, but I find I will still talk out loud to myself. Oh my God, Jenna, you are so... sorry. No, I'm not sorry for laughing. I think it's great because I talk to myself all the time. Every day I will talk to myself at some stage in the day. Some days I will talk a lot to myself. If I'm busy, if I'm doing things, if I'm thinking about things, or even sometimes I sit down and finish and I'll just have this open discussion and I do it out loud. And I actually, even one night last week, I said to myself, oh, stop talking to yourself, will you? You know, like I had to remind myself that there's only you here. You're talking to yourself. You know that, don't you? You know, it's just a reminder, and then I just keep going. So I wouldn't worry too much about it, Jenna. And I'm laughing because I love it. I just think that's great. So if you're a talker to oneself person, keep on talking. Just keep on talking. I think that's great. And why not? Why not? And you know what? We come up, in all honesty, especially when, you know, we're somebody on our spiritual path, our spiritual journey. You know, we're learning all sorts of different things, modalities, workshops, all sorts of stuff. You know, we're just learning life and doing what we're doing. Some of those out loud conversations are the best conversations ever, because when you talk about it out loud, you get a lot of answers. Just saying. Just saying. All right, well, it doesn't look like we've got a lot of people on board that I can see with comments. That's not a complaint. I'm just having a look. I'm just saying. And as I say, I wasn't going to... Okay, so Janice also says, talking has got her into trouble in the past. I will have a full conversation with myself at work and people around me just laughed at me. May I tell you, Jenna, I have had the same experiences, and I have had actual people say to me, are you talking to yourself or your friends? And I turn around to them and I go, what? And they say, are you talking to yourself or your friends? And I know, and I've said to them, I have no idea, because I was so busy in conversation out loud, I don't know who the hell I was talking to. So, yeah, give them all a laugh. Why not, Jenna? Go for it, girlfriend. Go for it. That's really cool. All right, so what we're going to do is, I think it's Casey and Jenna that I can see on here tonight. And, you know, there may be other people on there, and as I say, they're just not commenting, they're just watching, or the comments aren't coming through, which is not surprising either with Facebook Lives. They can be a bit painful sometimes, technology. So let me know how you feel about the conversation. And I'll draw a card for Jenna and a card for you, Casey, before I sign off. And ladies, just have a look in the spiel there that I put up. You will see that I have got a couple of workshops starting next week. One is connecting and working with spirit, which Casey, I know you've recently just, yes, I have the sisters, yes. Casey, you've completed the working with spirit workshop with me, and it was great having you there. But I have a chakra workshop starting next Monday where you learn about the 7 chakras, you learn about the vortexes of energy, getting them balanced, getting them all spinning and in sync in the right directions with each other, keeping them calm, learning about the colours associated to each chakra, the food, oils, crystal, how to heal, how to get into the chakras and how to heal, and how to create an energy ball and place that ball of energy within the body, within the system, to help you with emotion and pain and so forth. So that starts next Monday, the 16th of November at 7:30 p.m. Australian Eastern Standard Time for about 90 minutes each session, and it'll be for 3 consecutive Mondays. There's a link there for try booking where you can go in and book yourself in. That's for the chakra one, ladies, if you're both interested in that. And Jenna, there is the Connecting with Spirit workshop, which starts on Wednesday next week on the 18th of November. And that's the one that your sister Casey has just completed. So as sisters, you might like to do the chakra workshop together. So have a look, ladies. Alrighty, so Jenna, I'll start with you. Yay, hee. Yep, that's me. That's you, my love. Yeah. Sisters are doing it for themselves. That's a song that just come in. I won't sing it because that'll really get you going if I do. Oh, Mondays are hard. Yeah, that's right. I forgot. Well, if you want to do it, Casey, and your sister wants to do it, have a chat. See what night perhaps might suit better. And I'm happy to do it for you two ladies together on another night. But it can't be Tuesday, because I'm running a circle on Tuesday evenings. Yeah, and Thursday nights I'm on in here. And Tuesday I'm in Spiritual Events Directory. And then I have ladies in a circle that I'm running every Tuesday night up until mid-December. So the only other night really would be a Wednesday, I suppose. But, you know, that Wednesday might be possible if the Connecting with Spirit one doesn't go through. I haven't had anyone book in for Connecting with Spirit yet, so, you know, we can always do it on a Wednesday and I can rearrange the Connecting with Spirit. I'm open to any avenues, you know, when people want to do anything. So if you and Jenna want to have a chat together, see how you feel, and if you'd like to do that, I'm happy to do that for you. Because, as I say, Thursday nights I'm already in here at 7:30. And the only other way you could do it would be like earlier in the evening, which would be too hard for both of you. So have a think about it, ladies. And, oh, you play OzTag. Well, there you go, my darling. So you'll have to come up with some... You'll have to come up with some other options, my love, if you want to do it. There's always on a Saturday. Weekends, I do Saturdays up till about 1 o'clock. Is my cut-off point, so I'm happy to do a Saturday with you as well. So, you know, look, if you're really interested in it, Casey, and you and your sister want to do it, have the chat, contact me, and we'll work it out. As I say, I can do a Saturday because I do Saturdays as well. I have a couple of clients already on a Saturday, but I do have room to be able to do it. Okay, my lovelies, Jenna, going to draw a card for you. This is out of a deck, Akashic Records deck that I have. So Jenna, oh, nice card, the Queen of Scrolls. What a beautiful card, Jenna. Look how soft and gorgeous this card is. So here's a lady here. She almost looks like she is within she almost looks like she's in a, I hope you can see it, Jenna. It's like a sphere of beautiful silk. A sphere, almost like a cocoon. That's the word I'm looking for. Have a go. Isn't she gorgeous? And this is you, Jenna. And you've got your scroll there, but your scroll is empty. But I feel that you're about to fill that scroll, or you're looking to fill it. You're getting a feel for where you want to go, where you want to be, and what you want to do. And that's all about achievements. Okay, achievements. She's very happy with her choice. Okay, very happy with her choice. Not saying that everything in life is roses as such, but where you're at the moment is you're feeling some real contentment in decisions that you're making. Now I'm going to put that quite close. If you can you see the beautiful bright light in her third eye there, the Ajna? Okay, beautiful. This is because you're opening up to opportunities. You're opening up to opportunities. You're bringing in your thoughts, but you're not moving them on. You're not ignoring them. You're not brushing them away because you don't want to know them. You've actually allowing your third eye to open up, and you're allowing your visions to come in, and you're allowing them to stay so that you can be present, you can see them, and you can watch them, and you can see what's coming. And you're quite happy to be seeing what's coming now, whereas before you weren't. You weren't too open to it, but you've actually opened up. That's really good, because you've never done that in the past. You've not done that in other lives. So in this life, take the opportunity to be that queen of your life, honor your soul, fill that scroll, and bring in that contentment. It's really, really beautiful. And you know, I just feel so peaceful for you. You know, that card is really like, it's just really toned my energy down. It just feels so nice. Yeah. So I hope you understand that message, because it's really lovely. It's really it's taken me to a place of, funny enough, we've had the conversation about silence, but it's taken me to a place of silence, which is a really, really nice place, a really nice place to be. It's very peaceful, and I think that's where you're trying to take yourself at the moment, because in a past life, Jenna, in a past life, you haven't had a lot of peace, and in this life, there's not been a lot of peace either. Not a lot of peace emotionally. There's been a lot of emotional turmoil. When I say that, I see you on a ship, and it's up and down in the waves, like it's been really, really bumpy, really bumpy. But all of a sudden, you seem to be starting to come into a phase in your life where you're sort of starting to realize that you can change things. It's okay to change things. But you need to know that you've got to do the dirty work, though, to get that change. Okay? You've got to go through the rough. All right? So now, before I say goodnight, I am going to draw a card for Casey. And Casey, I'm taking yours from the same deck. And yours is the Oracle of Delphi. And see, she's not sure what she's standing on. Actually, I can't make that out. But she's got like the wise wisdom. See the man there with the scroll and the wise wisdom? So there's a lot of information coming your way. There's a lot of downloading coming your way. But you need to be open. See how you're looking away? You need to start looking at. Start looking at. And see how it almost looks like you're standing on a stool, or you're sitting on a stool. Actually, it's like a throne chair, actually. I hope you can see that on there. Okay, and it's like you're asking. It's like you're asking. Yeah. So be ready to receive. Ready to receive. Do the work. You've got to do the work. There's a lot of ups and downs. A lot of ups and downs. But you're virtually, it's like you're putting your hand out and you're saying, please, please, please help me. Please tell me. Please encourage me. I need the knowledge. I need the information. And that's how the card is coming across for you, Casey. All right? So let me know, Casey, if you understand that. And Jenna, oh, good. Beautiful, beautiful. All right, well, we've had one more person pop on, and that's Natalie Everett. So Natalie, I was about to sign off, but because you've popped in, I'll just pull your card before I say goodnight, because I was about to sign off just as you popped in to say hello. So I have been in here since 7:30, and it's time to mosey on. But Natalie, if you would like to watch the replay and listen to the what I chatted about, because it was really a quite interesting chat that Spirit guided tonight. So I encourage you, Natalie, if you would do the replay and have a listen, because it was a very interesting topic, and one that was, I felt that Spirit guided very on point. And As I was saying to the people already on here, Natalie, in my spiel, there's a couple of workshops there starting next week that you may be interested in, so have a look, and the links are there so you can book. For those who haven't liked and shared my business page, my link is there, and I would ask you to pop over and to my Pathway to Peace, click on the link and like my page and share my page with as many people as you can, and follow me and join me over there as well, would be much appreciated. So Natalie, I'll just quickly draw a card for you, my love, and then I will be saying good night. Natalie, oh, what a beautiful coloured card. Loving Elements, the Three Roses card, beautiful card. Wow, beautiful. Now these cards, Natalie, just so you know, are an Akashic Records deck. So Akashic Records is where we go back in to the library where all our past soul lives records are kept, and they have their keepers in there, the librarian. We can enter into that library by prayer to open your library, to open your records, so that we can go in and have a look. And we see the roles and the lives that you played in past soul lives, because that's where your records are kept. And we see who your people were that you were born to, lived with, jobs you did. It's all of your history, and you can actually see the book in there. The library is just huge, and it's the most beautiful place when you see it. And this relates back to you in childhood. Okay, sitting in the field, and you actually have, I'm not sure if you can see it, they're like little, I can only describe them as like little dragonfly cherubs around you. And this is back in a more peaceful time when you were very, very little, before things changed a lot. But you can have this again. You can have this peace and this beauty again, but you need to be coming back into your heart space, into your love. And it's something that you lost in a past life, like 3 times ago. Is the only way I can explain that. Okay, so we need to, what they're saying is you need in this life to bring the love back in, the heart space, the love, really nurture yourself, really honour yourself for who you are, where you've come from and what you have achieved. Okay, but if you want to read more into that, you can book in for a reading with me if you like, and we can look back into and guide you along and nurture you and empower you, is what it's about. But it's a beautiful card. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. So if anybody wants to do one of my soul coaching programs, do a one-on-one soul journey, a reading, which really is a reading with healing, join the workshops or whatever, the links are all there. The link for my website is there. We can go in and book for the programs and things. So thank you very much for being here with me tonight. And as I say, for those who have been here, thank you. For those who will come across the recorded live and watch it, I thank you. And I look forward to seeing you all here again at 7:30 next Thursday evening. Have a wonderful evening. Sleep beautifully, sleep peacefully and with love in your heart and your soul. And wake up tomorrow full of buzz and have a great day. And until then, I'll see you next week. Bye-bye for now.